It's my party, and I'll lie if I want to. While you die, not allowed to see people who love you. The MPs in my party have played you all for fools, and if one of them gets caught, I will simply change the rules. Let me say very clearly. Now, in case there's any doubt, you don't count. We only care about the money in our bank accounts. We give public cash to the wealthy in the nation. The only things levelling up are COVID and inflation. Once again, the Tory party will let this country bleed. But very bravely, look out to sea. I'll make you all hate refugees. When God gave brains and personality, I wasn't near the front. A bet on Boris small singer is always worth a punt. And I hope my choice of language now isn't an affront. But the fact remains I'm just the same. I'm so fucking cunt. It's still a cunt. 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 It's still a cunt. 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 It's still a cunt. It's still a cunt. It's still a cunt.
Hey Jenny, did you hear that? Okay.
Yeah, that's a little disrespectful, don't you think?
No, I don't know. It is Boris we're talking about. So, welcome to an impromptu Godless Scummer hangout tonight, which I have called Boris for number one, because that little clip there we just played, that was a collaboration between Cassette Boy and I believe they're called Cunt and the Gang, who are essentially trying to get that little thing to number one for Christmas. So there's a link in the description if you want to, go download that or something and annoy the British Broadcasting Corporation for Christmas and get that to number one. Feel free. This is impromptu. This is just kind of a hangout, really, and anyone's welcome, provided I know you. So that kind of deal. I had the lovely Miss Jenny Morgan with me so far. So and anyone else wants to pop in, DM me or whatever. Give me a shout.
If it matters, folks, I'll leave if you want to come in. That's all right. I don't have to stick around.
You know that. You don't have to leave. You know that. So yes. So quite interesting in the sense that is being pushed to number one, and I almost feel like if it could get enough traction on social media, it might actually pull it off. And I don't know if you watch what's gone on in the UK in the last month or two, Jenny, at all, but let's just say Boris has had a number of embarrassing things that have kind of come to light about him in the last 2 months, or just shit his government's done more than anything.
Oh, well, like what?
Well, the fact that they put us into, obviously, last Christmas they put us all back into lockdown, and it turned out that they had a massive, should we say, non-socially distanced Christmas party in number 10 Downing Street.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that one.
Yeah. I've talked about this once before on my channel. There was a Tory MP, a big ally of Boris, called Owen Paterson, who essentially got caught out for he had a second job with a company, a healthcare company, and essentially got caught out lobbying on behalf of them whilst he was a serving MP, to get them contracts around for like testing kits or whatever for COVID. And yeah, for a company called Randox, I believe they're called. But yeah, so now he got caught on this because you are not, if you're a sitting MP, you're not really supposed to be lobbying on behalf of private companies. Although it's a pretty disgusting system because I don't think they should. Me personally, I don't think they should be allowed to have second jobs at all. My opinion. Not if they're being paid 80 grand a year. I don't see why they should be doing something else.
Well, it seems like your guys are trying to compete with the Republicans over here.
I'm honestly not so sure what's worse. I'm not actually sure which. I mean, I think in terms of right wing fuckery, the Republican Party is worse. But in terms of out and out corruption, I don't know. It's a close race between the Conservative Party and the Republicans. It really is.
Oh my God! There's a guy on TV that looks just like you, Jeff.
Oh.
Except with short hair. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to say. You know, I think they're definitely collaborating. You see all these conservative parties all over Europe that are spouting the same messages as they are in the States or in Britain or in Germany. They're all saying the exact same thing. They're using each other's phrases. You know, don't tell me there's not some gigantic collaboration going on here. These people aren't smart enough to think up their own original stuff.
It's difficult. It's difficult to say. Okay, I found this person.
Is this the history buff?
Oh Christ, yes. Right, for those who don't know or watching, there's a. I'm not sure whether to whether to do a reaction to this tonight or not, Jenny. I don't know what you think. There's a certain person on TikTok who's caused quite a bit of stir recently with a bit of pseudo history, essentially trying to claim that the Roman Empire never kind of existed. That it was something that was invented by the Spanish Inquisition in the 1500s, along with the Latin language. I should point out, and that actually the people that ruled over those parts of the world were actually ancient Greeks, and I mean, I want to laugh it off as just the ridiculousness as it is, and not pay attention to it. But she's garnered an awful lot of attention, and it almost feels like this is going to be the next flat Earth, you know.
Well, there's no accounting for stupid, so yeah, it could be.
Yeah.
Oh, good. We needed a new one to laugh at.
It is as well. I mean, I've seen one or two of this girl's TikToks, and I've not just her bad history, but just how can I put? The girl's got a massive chip on her shoulder, Jenny, as well. I've got to say that. So,
what's she bitter about?
Seems to be men, the Catholic Church, whatever. Yeah.
Well, she doesn't sound crazy.
Okay. She doesn't on the surface, maybe. On the surface, maybe. But hold on. Let me find one. I haven't. No, I just. Hold on. Yeah. Oh dear.
my field. I'm just going to take Trajan's Market because it's late and I'm tired. This is Trajan's Market. Except it's not a market. It was a mixed-use commercial residential space. Not that it matters because nothing about that is original. Let's go to the official website. As always, I will pin the link in the comments, but as you can see, in 1574, Trajan's Market was torn apart to build a convent. But then where did this version come from? Again, from the official website. In praise of fascism. They're
Yeah.
literally just tearing down people's houses to reconstruct the fantasy of Rome. I can't believe I have to say don't trust the fascists. Sweet.
Do you see the kind of problems you're getting here, Jenny, with this girl?
Yeah, she's delusional.
Yes.
She's off her meds.
Yeah, it's kind of scary. It's really kind of worrying, kind of nonsense she's putting out. But she's put out a lot of like pseudo historical nonsense. I mean, the one that I do remember is she put out the idea that Alexander the Great was actually a woman, which is like, where on earth have you got that idea from?
Well, I guess I would want to know who is she in her canon? Has she discussed the Catholic Church yet? Has she brought in the forces of science that are trying to deny God? Or
she's brought the Catholic Church into her nonsense, believe me. But how can I put this? How can I put this? People out there, you don't have to make shit up about the Catholic Church to make them look bad. They do a damn good job of that themselves. You know?
Well, they do seem to have a unique PR company.
Yeah.
I saw a billboard I couldn't believe. The Catholic Church, regardless of everything that's gone on, they have fired a lot of priests who have been unveiled as having issues, and they don't necessarily give them a trial or anything. They just have an internal thing when they get rid of these guys.
Yeah,
because they've been pressured to by the public, of course. And I saw this. Like anything, there's two sides to everything. And I saw this billboard of a group. Wow, God, I wish I could remember the name. But basically, their thrust is they want these priests back in their positions. And they're putting this big thing on that. We will not donate one more dime to the Catholic Church until you get these priests back in their jobs. And it's like, are you kidding me? It's just amazing how people could be that blind.
Hi, nerdy. Yes, that was a lot of fun actually watching the Conservative Party lose North Shropshire constituency after holding it for more than 200 years. I was quite happy with that. Okay, they lost it to a liberal, but hey ho, can't complain too much. It's the Tory party lost one of their strongest seats in the country. So we had a by-election here recently, which was a disaster for Boris. So if you didn't know, Jenny, so
I still don't understand your system very well.
yeah, it's. I've been living here my whole life. I don't entirely get my head around it at times. But essentially, this was a this was a bit of this was a massive disaster for the Conservative Party in the UK. Now, I'm just trying to look some stuff out here. Right, okay. Now, the previous Member of Parliament, yes, it was Owen Paterson. Okay, he had essentially to resign as a Member of Parliament about a month or so ago, a little over a month or so ago. This is the guy I was talking about earlier, Jenny, the guy who was caught out lobbying on behalf of a company that he was actually working for whilst
Mm.
being a sitting MP. And there's this, unfortunately, this is one of the, how corrupt this is. It seems you've got an awful lot of members of parliament that are sitting on the boards of certain companies, shall we say, that all seem to be vying for government contracts. And now I will say the majority of them do seem to be conservatives, but there are a few Liberal and Labour MPs in there as well. So, so I'm not going to let the left off with it. The political left in the UK off with this either, because, there's a sort of thing where you're allowed to be a consultant, but you're not allowed to lobby. Now it seems a bit weird to me, but the basic difference I can see between the two is that consultancy is when you don't get caught, and lobbying is when you do get caught. Is about pretty much the way
I would think that lobbying
yeah.
was me as the representative going to the legislators and trying to talk them into something, whereas a consultant, the legislators come to me and try to talk me into something. Either way, somebody gets paid.
Yeah. Yes, it was. But yeah, I mean, there's a whole load of stuff that went on with this, with this guy Patterson, and essentially, Boris effectively tried to throw out all the rules of regarding MPs and this sort of stuff, and then had to do a big U-turn a few days later, and it might have only been a day or two later that essentially he tried to change the rules so to save Owen Patterson's neck, and it's, of all people, the Daily Mail called Boris out on this and had a go at him for being bloody corrupt. And I'm like, yeah. Now, how can I put this way? If the Daily Mail is able to call you out on your moral compass and have credibility, you fucked up. Yeah, just look, for those who don't know, who might be watching or whatever, who are not British and don't necessarily understand these things, is just say the Daily Mail has had a long, balanced tradition of balanced reporting going right back to the 1930s when they supported Oswald Mosley and Adolf Hitler. So that's the level of balance that newspaper's history's got. So yeah. Yeah, when you're able to be called out by that newspaper for credibly for being corrupt, you may want to think about maybe there's something wrong with you.
Yeah, that sounds like if the National Enquirer was trying to tell the World News Now or whatever they are, World News Daily, is that it?
Yeah.
That they write crap stories. I mean, realistically, aliens can only take over your body once, right? It doesn't happen every couple of years.
Allegedly, yeah.
So you think the world's going to fall into the grip of fascism?
No,
You don't.
no. I'm
Do you
a little more.
there are people trying to make that happen?
No, I'm sure. But I'm a little care. I'm very careful about how I use that word fascism anyway. So
Well, I use it in the traditional sense of the melding of corporation and government, um, and the reality that most of the time when there's a fascist government going on, there's a authoritarian bent to their
yeah,
attitudes and methods.
okay, yeah. It's yeah. I often find. I think the problem that I've often found is I'm trying to think how to word this. That I think a lot of people tend to go to like dictionary definitions of fascism, and they're not necessarily really helpful for defining what fascism is. Um, I mean, I've always resisted calling someone like Trump a fascist. I mean, and I believe me, I do get why certain people would use that term. But with someone like him, but I've also kind of I've seen the damage it did on the British left a number of years ago when that word just got thrown about to the point where it had no meaning anymore,
Mm-hmm.
and so that I guess is why I'm very reluctant to use that word, because words like fascist or let alone Nazi have a lot of power to them, and that's where I think you've got to use them very sparingly. Yeah.
Well, I don't think it's that long removed from fascism and Nazism that we knew in World War II to today. Um,
Uh,
most of these guys in the upper regions of the organizing and leadership of things like the Proud Boys and that, their fathers were in World War II. Okay.
oh, I mean, there are there are genuine fascists about, especially in the United States today. There genuinely are. And yeah, I probably would put the Proud Boys into that. I would definitely put the Proud Boys into that category. Some people don't. I would definitely think that they would qualify under any definition of that word. Where I sometimes have issues with it is when I kind of hear the Republican Party being discussed, called in that way. As despicable as I find them to be, the vast majority of them are not, fascists or have any inkling to wanting that kind of political system. That's kind of where I start having the issues with that.
Well, I understand your hesitancy with it.
Yeah.
It's like not too long ago, if people were having a political discussion of right versus left and including socialism and fascism and all that, the first one who says Nazis or Hitler loses the argument.
Right,
So
guys. By the way, I'm putting the link to the stream in the chat if anyone wants to come in. But I will warn you, if I don't know who you are, you won't be getting in. It's only because I got porn bombed one time. So, but the link is in the chat. Yeah, that's a pretty good analogy, Nerdy, honestly, for a sentence. Yeah. Fascism is far right, but not everyone who's far right is necessarily a fascist. That's it's only because I saw the way that the word in the British left got overused, especially about the Thatcher government, and to the point where it started when we started having to deal with somebody like the British National Party, and we started having to who were fascists. For a long time, nobody was taking us seriously when we used that word. That's the point I kind of come through with it, and I think most people that they'll go to like a dictionary definition to argue this point with me about Trump or whoever, and I mean at the end of the day, dictionaries are descriptive and not prescriptive anyway. So you got to be a bit careful with stuff like that.
Well, when I see the various 9 or 10 point lists that various bodies like the Southern Poverty Law Center and other monitors of hate groups have put together that define fascism or define pre-Germany fascism, and you go down the list, and everything that's on the list, the American right wing has done or is doing. It seems pretty clear to me what's going on.
Yeah.
I mean, no, am I an expert? No, of course not.
No, I mean,
but I can read people who are, and when what they're saying is true, you got to wake up.
Yeah. I mean, I think one of the first people who really, I suppose, understood what it was Russian revolutionary Leon Trotsky, who I think was one of the first to really understand to a certain degree what exactly fascism was, and noticed. And I think he made it very clear that there was a difference between fascists and sort of other forms of authoritarian reactionaryism, and he sort of saw that fascists. Yeah, fascists will use a dual strategy of participating in democratic politics whilst also organising terror to undermine democracy. So, it's. As much as I might have certain issues with someone like Leon Trotsky or whatever, I think he actually had a pretty good. I think he had a pretty good an understanding of what fascism is.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it can happen anywhere, and I think it's happening here.
Yeah. Oh yeah, well, Nerdy, you missed the opening of this stream. We established this. He's still a cunt. He's still a cunt. He's still a cunt.
Play it again.
Let me find it again. Okay, let me find it again. By the way, yeah, I am absolutely I'm absolutely plugging this for Christmas number 1, by the way.
Well, get a hold of whoever those guys are who did this, and tell them to make one about Trump.
I'm sure Cassette Boy's probably done some Trump ones. I'm absolutely sure he has. This cassette boy's been around for a long time, so where am I looking? Screen. Okay, is that up there? It appears to be.
Yep, there it is.
Okay. Well, to play it for you again, ladies and gentlemen.
It's my party, and I'd lie if I wanted to. While you die, not allowed to see people who love you. The MPs in my party have played.
No, it's just you, Jeff.
I know that.
I will simply change the rules. Let me say very clearly. Now, in case there's any doubt, you don't count. We only care about the money in our bank accounts. We give public cash to the wealthy in the nation. The only things leveling up are COVID and inflation. Once again, the Tory party will let this country bleed. But don't blame me, look out to sea. I'll make you all hate refugees. When God gave brains and personality, I wasn't near the front. A bet on Boris falls enough is always worth a punt. And I hope my choice of language now isn't an affront. But the fact remains I'm just the same. I'm so fucking cunt. Cunt. It's still a cunt. Cunt. It's still a cunt. It's still a cunt. It's still a cunt.
I love that. I mean, that's fucking hilarious.
Very British.
Very British indeed. Yes. So, yeah, guys, by the way, link in the description. Get that to #1 in the charts if you can in the UK, you know.
Well, it's got a nice beat. I think you can dance to it. It's, you know.
Yeah. Radio want to have a fucking fit, but, you know.
Oh, gosh. That style of rhetoric, comedy, whatever you want to call it, was real popular in America a number of years ago. And since everybody was doing some kind of thing like that about everybody.
Yeah.
From football coaches to politicians.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys finally caught up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Ooh, we got almost a full moon tonight, huh?
Yeah, apparently.
Is that out your window? Can I see it out your window?
Probably not. No, that's probably a reflection of light, to be honest.
Oh, okay. I can see it out my window. It's big and bright.
Yeah. Right, I'm just going to see if I go around the groups again.
Well, how long are we going to hang around doing this?
God knows. I was hoping I'd get a few more in, to be honest, Jenny. Leave it a little while longer.
Okay,
I'm
well
desperate for a bloody cigarette right now. It's just a problem.
Oh, I could light one up for you.
I know you could.
Here, let me do that for you.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. That is so good. Yeah.
Well, torture from 6,000 kilometers.
Let's have a look. Actually, I'm just worried if I do this, whether my internet's going to go down in the process. All right, let's move the laptop outside a second. I'm going to spark up.
Is it warm enough that you can go outside? Wow.
It's not. It's not. It's cold, but it's not too bad. But I'm worried that
Yeah, you're junk shopping or junkyard shopping. What robot? Frozen.
yeah, it crashed on me as soon as I went out there. So stop the camera for a second. Yeah. Okay.
So I noticed today there's still a whole bunch of people that are screaming the cell phone 5G conspiracy.
Oh, good Lord.
I thought that died.
No. It's taken on a new form because there was there's some Swedish company or something that has essentially managed to put a microchip into a vaccine for whatever reason. And this has just sent the conspiracy nuts mad.
Geez, something you probably shouldn't make public, you know?
Well, it's more just a thing of you could I don't know what they essentially I sort of saw something about this. No, I don't know the whole details of it or whatever, but essentially it has sent it has sent conspiracy nutters into fucking overdrive about this. I saw that what's her name, that Republican Congresswoman, is that Boebert or whatever her name is, going nuts about it on Twitter.
Well, her and her girlfriend Margie are always going crazy over something.
Yeah.
Margie, if she doesn't say impeach Biden every 36 hours, I guess she gets hives or something.
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs when people like that can get into elected office. It really is. In any sane country in the world, you know.
Well, you know, George Carlin explained it once. I mean, there's some interpolation that you got to do on it, but didn't he basically say something like, look around you and realize that half of the people
I know this. What I know
are dumber than you are.
Yeah, it's think of how stupid the average person is,
Yeah,
and then realize half of them are stupider than that. Yes, I love me some George Carlin.
yeah. Well, that's pretty scary when you think about giving those people the right to vote.
It is. It sadly it is. But
oh, I heard that there was some kind of final numbers that came out about all the massive vote fraud that was in the last election. Out of
let me guess, 0.
no, no. There was like 475 cases that they tracked down, and which comes out to 0.00018% of the votes cast.
Right. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Democrats stole the election. Fucking Oh, so let's see what notice says. Yes, there was an event in London today, and I gather that I gather they got into a conflict with the police, and then they've tried to say that it was staged or something, and that they've essentially they got into a fight with the police in London. Some of them did, and they tried to make out that it was essentially they tried the Kevin Sorbo tactic of saying, "Oh, it was the left who infiltrated our demo and started on the cops," kind of thing. Essentially, is what they did.
I thought that Kevin Sorbo's technique was standing in front of a mirror and saying, "Look at my muscles."
Oh no. Well, I always you on those things when I went that stream when we went through his Twitter timeline earlier this year. I can't remember. I don't know if you were there or not, Jenny. But on the January the 6th this year, Kevin Sorbo essentially within what 2 hours, you just see how much of a coward this man is.
Mm-hmm.
Was when they started storming the Capitol, he was all gung ho for it. It was like, yeah, great. History's insane. History's being made here. We're storming the Capitol, blah, blah, blah. And you see, about an hour or so later, he's like, oh, please calm down, blah, 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 kind of thing. That's not, because he's realizing this thing isn't going to play as well as maybe he thought it was going to. And the reaction to it was not going to be as, from the public, was not going to be as positive as maybe he thought it would be. And then, but within about half an hour after that, he was saying that it was Antifa that stormed the Capitol. I mean, it's like, oh,
That's always my favorite one. I'm really enjoying the various text messages that were released this week, and that between Fox News and Trump's, just it, and then them saying this and that in their tweets or I'm sorry, text messages to the Republicans. You got to stop this. You got to, it's going bad. Blah 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 blah. But then coming out on their own report, saying, "Oh, it was Antifa." They acknowledge, they know damn well that it's their own people that are doing it, and then get up and just bold-faced lie. I mean, we always know that went on, but now there's kind of like proof.
Yeah. Pretty.
But I'm sure they'll find a way to forgive them. After all, it's no worse than murder, which they seem to let people off on too.
Oh, who's messaging me? Sorry.
A local cable channel here is doing a full weekend of back-to-back The Monkees episodes.
Oh, lovely.
All weekend. Well, it's in honor of Michael Nesmith having passed.
Well, that's fair enough, but I couldn't think of a way I'd less like to spend the weekend. In all honesty.
I'm going to have to excuse myself, or I'm going to wet my pants.
No worries. I don't know how much longer I'm going to keep this going. I was hoping a few more people would jump in, but I'll just keep going with the live chat for a few minutes, I suppose.
Well, let me do this, and I'll come back and we'll kick out another 15 minutes and get you at least an hour.
Yeah. Oh, hello. Oh, actually, say that. Someone has jumped in.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, Jenny, go.
Oh, okay. I'll be back.
Yeah, no worries. Hi, Si. Long time no see.
Howdy ho.
Yeah.
Love the ugly Christmas sweatshirt.
Oh, do you know what it says?
Oh, please show me. I'd love to know.
I'll show you a Christmas shirt.
Now I have a machine gun. I love it. Josh is digging around for his Josh is digging around for his ugly Christmas shirt. He's got a T-shirt of a bunch of reindeer fucking each other.
Okay. No, I wasn't really on board with the whole Christmas jumper kind of thing, but when I saw this one a couple of years ago, I was like, yeah, I've got to get this.
Oh, that's hilarious! I love it.
Yeah. And sorry, I'm gonna die on this hill. Die Hard is a Christmas movie. I'm gonna die on that hill.
Here, I'll save you a short. Give me the damn cigarette while you're putting on fucking Borderlands before I kill your ass and feed it to a dog. I love my boyfriend, but he's gonna be the death of me. But we all knew this.
Yeah, no worries.
Now the real question is, where the hell my lighter went? So how have you been, Jeff?
Yes, I've been okay. I mean, I've been working my ass off for the last few weeks.
Relatable.
I'm tired.
I've changed hotels again, so I know the feeling all too well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm working at I changed parent companies again too.
Okay.
Yep. So I've gone from Choice Hotels to Hilton to now I work for IHG.
Yeah, I mean, I work. I'm a postal worker. I've got both a Hilton and a Holiday Inn on my round.
That's actually where I'm at now. Is Holiday Inn.
Yeah.
Can't divulge exactly where. I think I'm still being stalked, but yeah, I work for Holiday Inn. I was working at Homewood Suites, and before that, it was Quality Inn.
Yeah, I've stayed in the Quality Inn before. When I went to Florida, I stayed in one of them. I mean, it's a bit weird because it's really weird to me that on my delivery, I've got a Hilton and a Holiday Inn, which are not. I mean, Hilton's sort of a name in the UK. Holiday Inn, they don't have that many of them. They're kind of, they're more, American hotel chains. So.
Yeah, but I mean, Hilton's worldwide, but I don't think Quality Inn is Choice Hotels. I don't know if that's worldwide or not.
Hilton, I'd say Marriott's another one we got, which is an American one, which is.
I have yet to work for Marriott. I have yet to work for Marriott.
But yeah, it's a bit weird. We don't have many. Holiday Inn don't have that many locations in the UK, as far as I'm aware. But it's a bit weird that I've got both a Hilton and a Holiday Inn within spitting distance of one another. What it is there's a sports stadium on my delivery as well. The Hampshire Rose Bowl, which is a cricket stadium. So there's like two hotels there. There's a Holiday Inn and a Hilton.
So it sounds like if I moved to the UK, I wouldn't be hurting for job prospects.
Yeah, probably not.
Not that hotels are for the faint of sanity, at least to work in.
I mean, I suppose the big ones over here is things like this. The two big chains over would be Premier Inn and Travel Lodge, probably, but those are the two big chains, shall we say, like that.
Yeah, the big chains honestly can be some of the biggest pains in the ass, though, because at least on the employee side, because the customer's usually a liar and a piece of shit. At least at the ones I've worked at, and yet they keep getting what they want.
Yeah.
I'm actually like Quality Inn, we all know, almost killed me, working me to death. But... Oh, marshmallows! Oh, thank you. Oh, hell yeah! Oh, thank you. I just got a bag of big ass marshmallows from the guy a couple doors down.
Well, that's nice of it. Jolly nice of him.
Yeah.
What?
Wasn't marshmallows? They're from the guy in number 8.
They're probably treated with acid.
They're not. No. They're still fat. They're still sealed in the package. It's not that bad, Jenny. How are
Oh.
you, by the way?
I'm all right. I'm kind of tired today. I don't know why, but I am.
If it's not Mike, I'm not.
Oh my god. Don't mind Josh. He loves to hit on black sofa, but we knew this.
Mhm.
Has anybody heard from him? Is he okay?
My apartment is very chilly.
So is our motel room. We got lucky. The owner of the place we're at gave everybody space heaters because they've been having issues with the heat. But oh man, what are you like having a heat issue, or is that just like?
No, it's just an old building and with lots of drafts.
Love that.
Oh, pardon my yawn.
And it's only 7 p.m. here, which means it's even earlier where you are.
It's gone midnight here.
Oh, geez.
Yeah, so it's
No, it's later. They're always they're our future.
we're 5 hours ahead of East Coast. So
Oh man. So, how was everybody's Saturday night?
We're here doing this. How good couldn't it be?
exactly, yeah.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with low key night in. I barely get to have them because I do nothing but work.
Right.
Well, I actually got a little bit of a buzz going. I've been slamming down some alcohol, and it don't take much to get me going.
I wish I had alcohol.
Well, I went out a little earlier this evening, but it was just getting a bit hectic in the place I was at, and seeing as we're like COVID islands, I wasn't exactly satisfied with the social distancing, so I came home and just decided I'd do this instead. So.
Well, that's why I jumped in, because I wanted to stop drinking. Drinking is not good. It's not something I take part in very often.
So you jumped into one of my streams?
Yeah.
No, knowing my propensity for liking a bit of alcohol.
Yeah, but you don't have any expectation on your guests or chat to join in, so
not at all.
I figured it was safe.
Yeah. It's drink is encouraged but not essential.
Mm.
What is that? What did you just? Hang on, let me turn my. What the hell is that?
One of those things you were talking about. Those hot cans. You just gave me it.
Looks like a warming tray. Is that a warming tray?
No, look.
Oh.
It's one of those hot grill things.
Oh wow. That could be helpful. Okay, I'm turning my camera back off now because I look like shit.
What's a worming tray?
That's like the things you put in the.
I'm gonna be back in 2 secs, guys. Just keep talking now.
He said sex. Like when I think of a warming tray, like the things you put sterno under for serving.
I thought you said worming. WORM, not ARM. Never mind.
Okay. He said sex.
Well, that's because that never gets it, so he's got to say it.
I don't get it either, so I can relate.
I don't believe you. You work in the hotel business.
I'm not a prostitute. I'm a front desk agent, and I have the least tolerance for
Well, I wasn't a
prostitutes.
prostitute either, but when I worked in the hospital, I sure had sex there. Whoops.
I haven't had sex in I don't know how long. It's been a few weeks.
All right, thank you.
I really hope we're not receiving stolen property. What is that? More candy? Oh, great. Josh is set. We just got a bunch of freaking candy.
His girl left and he's getting rid of all the shit that was hers.
Halloween leftovers.
In December? So what do you got there? You got red vines?
Twizzlers, Skittles.
Ooh, red. No, those are red vines. Those aren't.
They're Twizzlers.
Okay, I guess they're like
You'll get
knockoff
one.
Twizzlers. Oh, whoa. Fuck you with the sandpaper dildo then. Yeah, that's what I thought. Give me the damn Twizzlers. Speaking of Twizzlers, am I the only one who doesn't get the appeal of the black ones?
What? Licorice? They're good.
I don't like black licorice either.
My grandmother used to love them, apparently.
I can't stand black licorice.
My mom and I were the only people in my family that liked them.
Size Strike's mother, my grandmother, apparently liked black licorice.
So that's why when I was a kid, my mom would buy like a little pack of black licorice, and her and I would sit there and eat it together.
Aww.
Oh,
Mom was cool that way.
Yeah, it's nice to be able to attach sentimental memories to little things like that. Because that's really what you remember.
And then when she died, I
hopefully you
went out and
can
I bought a little package of black licorice, and I slipped it into her coffin with her.
Oh. The things Size Strike liked, I couldn't have slipped into his coffin. I don't think my aunt would have let me bring a whole big thing of lentil soup or calamari.
Pig rectum.
Pig.
Yeah, there's no actual calamari sold in the United States. It's all pig rectum. Didn't you know that?
I did not, and I hope that's something Size Strike never learned, my poor dear uncle.
I mean, it's like hot dogs. What's in hot dogs?
Lips
Well,
and assholes.
beef lips and beef rectum.
It's a good thing I don't eat calamari. I do, however, love scrapple, and most people outside of Philadelphia don't know what that is.
Brattle?
Scrapple.
Scrapple.
Scrapple. You never had scrapple?
Yeah, isn't that like a kind of a halfway between a bacon and a sausage?
I think scrapple is an American thing.
Scrapple is heaven, is what it is. Josh just said I think scrapple is an American thing. No, specifically, and I'm surprised he doesn't know this, considering he's originally from Philadelphia. Scrapple is actually a Philadelphia thing.
But what is it? Answer the question.
It's basically like what's left over after all the other pork products have been made, such as bacon, sausage, etc. And usually it's coated in flour and then fried.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, same thing here.
So good.
Interesting. So the only thing I've heard about Philadelphia is the cheesesteaks, honestly, and
Well, what exactly have you heard about cheesesteaks? Because
no, I'm aware they exist, and
They're greasy as fuck.
There's two things I know about Philadelphia: is the greasy cheesesteak things, and the fact that they think in their own little minds that they've got the most violent sports fans in the world, but English soccer hooligans would fuck Eagles fans over badly. I tell you that to nothing, but yes,
Which just means American stupid people are smarter than British stupid people.
pretty much, yeah, pretty much.
I missed that. I'm sorry. I was just being given some tampons by the guy down the street.
Yeah.
No, Philadelphia, a good cheesesteak is very hard to come by.
Mm.
The the tourist spots in Philly aren't all they're cracked up to be. Where you want to go is like one of the little mom and pop bodegas.
Gym or fat.
And Josh just said Steve's or Jim's or the one touristy place people hear of is Path.
I think the one touristy place I know of in Philadelphia is the Spectrum, because everyone wants to run up the steps like Rocky.
The Franklin Institute.
Yeah.
I promise if I ever get there, I won't be running up the steps like Rocky.
Yeah. There's no chance
I
I'll be
can't
doing it.
steps either. A really good cheesesteak place though. It's a little place in the northeast Philadelphia near my old apartment. It's called Steve's. Any place that puts mozzarella on their cheesesteaks is okay in my book.
We have in Wisconsin. There's a sub sandwich company, and they've got, since they opened in '69, and since then they've got outlets all over the southeast Wisconsin area, and they've even got one up near here, 100 miles away from here. But they make a cheesesteak sub.
A cheesesteak? Are you sure?
That is absolutely.
Is that what
heaven.
we here would call a hoagie?
They call it a cheesesteak sub. That's, I don't know what it is. That's what they call it. So that's what it is. And it's wonderful. It's just one of the best things you ever had.
In Philly, they have two distinctions. There's cheesesteaks, which are what you would think of, the cheese and the steak, and any other add-ons. Like, I'm not a fan, but a lot of people like peppers and onions. But then there's the cheesesteak hoagie, which has lettuce, tomato, and I think oil or mayo or something on the cheesesteak hoagie. Hey, Josh! Josh! Okay, he said lettuce, tomato, mayo, oil, salt, pepper, and oregano. Those are the must-haves for it to be a cheesesteak hoagie versus a cheesesteak. And then here in New Jersey, we have pork roll.
Well, and Bruce Springsteen.
Yes, Bruce Springsteen.
Who just sold his catalog to Sony, and I thought I heard he got 500 million or something like that.
That wouldn't surprise me.
As if he needs the money.
I can't imagine he does.
Yeah, he might just sell it off and retire now, to be honest.
Yeah.
Well, we also have Bon Jovi here.
Yeah, so he's in New Jersey.
Well, you can hang on to him. That's all right.
Well, I respect John Bon Jovi. I've always wanted to eat at his Soul Kitchen.
I met him in 2004. He was one of the shills for the John Kerry campaign.
Oh, he was.
And he came to Milwaukee a couple times, and so I was there covering him for the party. He's a nice enough guy.
Yeah, what I love about his Soul Kitchen...
Possibly a little misguided if he did. Possibly, I don't know.
I just want to try the Soul Kitchen. Just to, because you can either donate, or I think there is a minimum donation, or you volunteer for your meal. Nice opportunity to give back.
I think I'm probably going to bring the stream to an end in a couple of minutes. Have you got anything you want to plug before we go off air?
Nah.
No. Moving on.
Well, actually, yeah, I do. Folks, look around and on YouTube and Twitter and various places. See if you can find one of the links for Diana's fundraiser. She's getting. If you don't know, she's
John, I haven't even put that in the description.
trying to get in line for a kidney transplant, and to achieve that, she has to be able to demonstrate that she's got enough people to care for her for 2 months post-op.
Right. I don't know if any one of my mods is in the chat right now. If you do have the link to that, I'd appreciate if you put it in the chat. But I don't have it to hand right now.
Oh yeah, I've been meaning.
I'm sure if you find Lavender Lady's YouTube page, there'll be a link in there.
Yeah.
And they're looking for money, because all these people who are going to come into Pittsburgh to take care of her are going to need travel and room and board and that kind of stuff. But they're also looking for people to sign up, their bodies that I can be there this time for these days or something like that. And it's difficult because you never know when you're actually going to get a kidney.
Yeah, she's going to be on the waiting list if they'll even let her on. I think the average time is a few years.
Yeah, that's average. There's been people who go on it and a week later they've had their kidney. So it varies widely.
Some people you got anything you want to plug or?
Surprisingly, yes, I do. So 3 a.m. on Christmas Day, I'm joining the annual revelry that Purple has organized, and I'm looking for ideas if anybody wants to DM them to me, whatever, or even just reply to my tweet. I'm trying to make my segment fun for everybody somehow, if anyone has ideas. And I'm also on the hunt for a panel. Because I'm sorry, but hearing my boyfriend yell at Borderlands is not how anybody wants to spend their Christmas.
Well, that's fantastic, because that leads me into where I'm going to plug. Because I will be part of that, but I think it will be Christmas Eve night my time. It's about 10. I guess it's about 10 p.m. my time, so that's like I don't know. I guess that's like 5 p.m. Eastern. I think. So I think that's what I'm slotted in for. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly I'm going to do for that particular stream.
Well, I think you should dress up like Santa.
Well, I've actually got a picture of my avatar, which is of goth makeup, but with a black hat saying "Bar Humbug" on it. So that might be the thumbnail for my stream, honestly. But
why have him dress up as Santa? He could dress up as Scrooge.
Yeah, I mean, I was thinking of doing one on the. I was thinking of one of the whole, should we say, debunking some certain myths that get perpetrated every year in the atheist community about how Christianity Christmas was stolen from the pagans, because that's a thing that gets repeated every year in the community, and it's actually there's a lot of historical.
I heard it was an amalgamation of different.
There's a lot of, should we just say, there's a lot of things that, should we just say, a lot of prominent atheists seem to repeat every year that are not exactly true. Mentioning no names, Seth Andrews, but
that sounds like fun, actually.
So, that was something I was thinking about possibly diving into, but I always kind of feel like, sadly, I don't know what it is. The last few months, I'm a YouTube atheist, but I feel like I've been fighting with my own side more than I have been with like the religious folks, honestly.
I've noticed a lot of infighting in the cyberspace atheist community.
I have, because there's a lot of people on our own side that are saying fucking stupid things, honestly. It'd be my take on that.
Well, stupid knows no holiday, no color, and no nationality.
Knows no holiday, indeed. And this basically it just goes through this stupid people on all sides of this. So okay, well I'm gonna call it night.
It's a night.
Right.
It's a
Okay.
night.
What I'm gonna do? If you guys want to hang on and talk after I've gone off air, that's cool. What I'm gonna all do is drop us all from the stream right now, and I'm gonna play us out with a bit of a song. Okay.
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 Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Boris Johnson is a fucking cunt. He's a fucking cunt. Yes, he's a fucking cunt.